But I will say I'm very much looking forward to what happens next for PEI. I know that the province is going to prosper under your leadership. Congratulations and best of luck.
To you and all the Islanders who are working together to give PEI a bright future, my sincere congratulations as you begin this new and exciting chapter.
We live in a great country, and this year, if we work hard, we will return a Liberal government to PEI provincially and provide a better government to Canadians right across the country.
Huge news out of Prince Edward Island. They had a provincial election. I'm joking around, it's not huge news. There's nothing huge in that small island. The winner, the Liberal Party, received a grand total of 33,000 votes. I know universities that have a larger population than that. Many Canadian mayors have more votes than that. I'm not putting down Prince Edward Island. I'm just saying it's sort of a small place. And they've elected a particularly small premier. I'm talking about Wade MacLauchlan. Why do I call him small? He was the president of the University of Prince Edward Island a few years back when the Danish cartoons of the Muslim prophet Mohammed became news around the world. And when some big-hearted students at UPEI decided that to stand up for the Canadian value of freedom of speech and the secular value of the separation of mosque and state, they would show the students of University of Prince Edward Island what all the fuss was about. Universities are for education and for debate and for stretching ideas and maybe getting out of your safe space and having a rambunctious conversation. So the students at the University of Prince Edward Island's newspaper called The Cadre reprinted those cartoons. It was a big move for a small school, too big for Wade MacLauchlan. He ordered every single one of those newspapers seized and destroyed. The funny thing is, they weren't his property. See, the Cadre, like most student unions, are not owned by the university administration. They're owned by students or the students' union. Wade MacLauchlan, in a thuggish move similar to a petty dictator, seized other people's property and had them pulped. He didn't have a debate. He didn't say, well, you don't want to offend anybody. He just took duct tape over the mouths of his own students in a university, a place that ought to be dedicated to free speech. But I guess he was a big man in a small place and he could do what he wanted. Now, I should point out that to their credit, the PEI Islamic Association did not call for the censorship of these cartoons. They embraced the Canadian values of freedom of speech and dissent and separation of mosque and state enough to allow a view that some of their members disagreed with, but not the thug Wade MacLauchlan. In fact, he was so proud of his censorship that he posed for the cameras. He found one extremist Muslim woman willing to praise him for his censorship, and he wanted that memorialized for all time. I doubt you'll ever hear the name Wade MacLauchlan again, just like you probably don't know the name of the mayor of Red Deer or the mayor of Barrie, Ontario. I'm sure they're good people, but they're of no national consequence. Wade MacLauchlan is of little consequence too, but the one moment that was big in his life, he was very small, wasn't he? For TheRebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant.